Welcome back to 3 Ps and a Pod. I am Coco.
I
We're the Minnesota girl.
I know.
No, just kidding. I'm Erin.
And I'm Josie. We've never had that happen before, and we don't have like a specific order, do we?
No, we just kind of.
We always just do
felt
like whoever.
I just felt like
does
there
the
was a
lead-in.
pause, so I was like,
I know.
I'm going, and then I think I paused too long. So then you
I know.
It's easier
It's
when
fine.
one of you starts or leads because then I can just be the one at the end.
Right.
But yeah, we should probably get a rotation for that maybe.
Yeah.
Or we can just let it happen.
Or we
Yeah,
can just
like,
see if we're organic and have good
That
flow.
that was funny.
test our work.
We have
every
our hot
time.
chocolate tonight. I have mine as well.
I have mine too.
I should have had
Cheers.
mine then. Dang. I'm
gonna
having
have
it
some-
later as a dessert after dinner.
Well, also yours is better than mine. I got we had a hot chocolate sent to our office and for a Christmas gift or whatever, and it's totally fine, but I don't have milk. So it's just like chocolate water.
Yeah. That's fine though.
So it's
Mine
kind of
is
gross.
that homemade good stuff. So
Yeah, seriously.
how's your week?
Girls, what's up? Yeah, how was your weekend?
My weekend was great. We kind of talked about it on the last pod, but it was like we had the Friday night movie night, which I won't go into depth, but because we're recording this really soon after the last episode. So I had that. And then the next day, Josie and I had a brunch with friends. Maybe we talked about that too, but we had brunch on Saturday and then we hung out on Saturday night, went out to dinner. That was really fun.
You got Erin's favorite
Buffalo
Yes,
mac and
the
cheese.
buffalo mac and cheese.
I kind of made my own concoction here, but it wasn't the same.
Have you had it? I kind of forget if we've gone.
We went there after we had Ian in the studio audience and we went to.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. Yeah, it's so good.
So good.
Next time you're home, we'll just
we'll
go
go.
get some.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Sunday, what did I do? Oh, I hung out with my cousin. We both have some classes we're taking. So we did a little homework at this really cute coffee shop. It was called Jones.
Yeah, they have a location in Linden Hills in Minneapolis, but this one I think was Chaska, you said?
Yeah.
Or Chan or something like that.
And
So I've
my
been meaning
cousin's been to
try.
both.
Yeah.
And she said she likes the Chaska one better.
For sure. The ones in Linden Hills, I wouldn't say are so cute.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This one is so cute.
Yeah.
It's like white brick, not like white brick, but light, almost like a limestone brick. And then it's just light wood. And then of course, the just white aesthetic, very light and airy plants.
Cool.
That's that Cream City brick, which is technically from Milwaukee. And we're called the Cream City.
Oh.
Coco's always bringing up cream on this podcast.
Unironically,
That's crazy.
no, and it's kind of gross.
Oh my
But
gosh.
anyway,
That's a wild fact.
That is so funny.
Cream City brick. It's because all along the river, if you go on a river tour or whatever, or into Walker's Point, you'll see these really big, basically they were old warehouses back in the day and factories, and they've been converted into people have studios or workspaces or whatever. But it also is just the brick behind it. It's that rusticy, dirty white. Kind of like cream. There's no better way to say it.
Right.
So yeah, it's probably similar vibe.
Okay.
But yeah, Cream City.
Well, it's so cute. Oh my gosh.
That's so classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was really cute there. We should all go sometime when we're home and I would go again. It's so good. And I keep getting this egg bacon croissant sandwich and it's so good. Ooh. So we should go. We also saw so many people there. It was so weird.
You saw our friend from high school.
Yeah. And then we saw people that go to our lake vacation in the summer. We only really see them. Yeah. And then we saw, someone that my cousin used to teach with. It was kind of very random that we saw so many people there, but
On and popping.
it's the place to be, I guess. But yeah. And then I feel like I've just been a little sad this last week. I think now that we're through the holidays and the new year and stuff, I feel like maybe it's just catching up to me, the grief. And I haven't been overly sad, but just way more moments lately where I'm just crying, or I was crying so hard the other day I had to call my aunt, and I just haven't had that for a while. So just a little sad. And then I have to do some things this week that are just not as fun because I'm been procrastinating, but we really need to start cleaning my mom's house out. And I've just been I think I didn't really think I was putting that off, but subconsciously, I think I've just been avoiding it. And it was easy to avoid because of the holidays and whatever. And then once that's over now, I'm kind of we like probably should go to her house and start like sorting through things, which I feel like is just sad. But
Yeah.
so yeah, we're going there this week, and my aunts are coming, and my brother and my dad are gonna go, and I think Tyler's coming with me. So we'll have like a crew of us there, which will be just also good because it's not like I have to go do that alone or something.
Yeah, that
But-
would be super
and it's
tough.
like honestly, I'm trying to like reframe everything and be positive. Like I do try to like also let myself be like, this sucks and be sad, but I also am
Right.
just like, you know what? Like
Right.
it's probably helpful to the processing like the processing process.
Yeah.
And so I think it will also be good in that sense to like really process that like this happened and like, yeah. And then,
Yeah.
I have to have like it's just like my mom had, her estate plans. And so I have to have like a financial estate meeting on Thursday night. And I'm just like, it's just like not what I want to do,
Yeah.
So
No.
anyways, I'll keep y'all updated. I feel like these are the things part of the grief journey that like, I just didn't really realize I'd have to like go through. It's kind of like an afterthought where you're like, oh, I have to like go do these things even though they're
this
like
has to
not
get handled
here.
somehow. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
just don't
Right.
think
Yeah.
about it till you have to.
And it's like most people are
Right.
just older in life when they go through that, I think. So it's just weird being like, I feel like I'm just a teenager. And I'm like,
No,
why am I
seriously.
going through, like, why am I sorting through this house? Like,
No,
anyways,
so
but yeah, so that's kind of my week ahead too. So
Nice. Yeah, I don't have anything really else to note from this like past weekend. I think Aaron kind of covered it. But today, Monday, my roommate Emily and then our friend Sam, they both have been getting up and going to our apartment gym at 5:30 in the morning and working out almost every day.
power to them. Wow.
I know.
Did
And,
you
like,
go?
So I went this morning.
How was it?
Great. And
I
then
actually do love an early morning workout.
Yeah.
It's just getting there.
it's getting there, but it's my apartment. So I
Right.
walk down the
but
hall.
it still is like getting into the
No,
room
for
and
sure.
like going.
And like I have been putting it off because like I do like with working remote, I don't necessarily need to be done working out at 6:30 in the morning. Like I can work out from like 6:30 to 7:30 or something like that. So I'm like, oh, I don't need to like get up that early, but I actually like it was so great. And I did like a whole hour of like quiet time this morning and like read like some of like this book I've been reading called like Gentle and Lowly. It's called Christ's Heart for Sinners and Sufferers. And it's so good. I highly recommend it to people. It just talks about like, I think sometimes like our view of Jesus is like so, and God is like, so like separate or like far or like, just like distant or like who is like God and God, you hear like the fear of God or like God is just, which are like, these are all correct characteristics. But then there's also the characteristic of him being like gentle and lowly, AKA the title of the book. And it's a verse in Matthew that talks about him being that. It just talks about like Jesus's heart. And it's been really cool, like a really like good perspective shift. So anyway, I read a chapter of that this morning, had some like really good time in the word and journaling and stuff like that. And so it was a great morning. And then me and my roommate Emily went to Caribou and got one of their breakfast sandwiches. So you were just talking about a breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
It's like sausage, egg and cheese on a biscuit. It's so good. So I was like I had a really good morning today.
that.
Just like a random, like, I don't know, like started my day off really well today.
Do they go every day?
Yeah.
Are you going to go every day?
I'm going to try. I have to go into work tomorrow or really early for an event. So I won't tomorrow, but I think I will try the rest of the week and see how it
Dang,
goes.
girl.
I know. Yeah. Just like
Sam,
getting
like,
up and
Drive over? Like,
Yeah.
how close is she?
she's not that close. She's in Minneapolis.
Oh
so
my
I mean, not
gosh. So
not
she gets
far.
up even earlier to
Yeah.
come.
And drives over maybe like 20
Wow,
minutes
that
probably.
is like such good
I know they are
self-control or like good discipline.
No,
Discipline,
it's
that's
been
the word I was
so
looking
cool.
for.
They have like inspired me. So
amazing.
shout out to Emily and Sam. And I'm gonna try and go this week. I think my excuse too has been like I could not fall asleep last night. Like I like drugged
I slept
myself.
awful last night too.
Oh
Did
my
we all?
gosh. Did you, Coco?
Oh, I had
Slept
horrible
great?
sleep last night. I
Because of Hank, right?
not last night, but
Okay.
like I just had like an adrenaline burst right before bed, so I literally
Oh,
was
yeah.
wired, and I literally tried reading The Hobbit like to get me to fall asleep, and I was just laying in bed like.
I tried reading too, and I just was like, no, it's not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. No. So that was tough. So that's also been an excuse for me. I just have had trouble sleeping lately, but I'm like, oh, well, I'm not sleeping. I'm going to bed at whatever. And I was like, frick it. I'm getting up. Like, I'm getting up. I
Well,
don't care how
also too,
much.
like you got up what time today? 5 o'clock or something. So like you're probably tired from being up at 5 today. So hopefully that'll make you tired
That's
tonight.
what I was
Yeah.
You read my mind, girl. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, honestly, let's not sleep. So that at this point, so that tomorrow I can.
true.
And then, this week I got a couple fun things with friends,
Nice.
like friends from high school. That'll be really fun. Like people I don't see that often. And then friends from like an old job. So, seeing some girlies this week, which will be good.
You've inspired me because I feel like I do morning classes, but the earliest I've done since being back here is like 6 a.m., which still is early for me.
That's so good.
Because I still have to, the thing is, if I get up, I have to take Hank out, I have to feed him and stuff. So it's like,
Yeah.
whatever. But I really have no excuse. Like I have a treadmill in my basement. Like,
yeah, I don't
Same.
know. I actually I actually enjoyed it. I mean, again, I have like,
I just don't think I mean,
You
I
can't,
shouldn't say
though.
this because of like,
no,
well,
my
Sam
gosh.
is- but
You
I'm
have
like,
to, what time
Sam
do you have to
is-
leave for work?
No, but listen, Sam is getting up at probably 5 to drive to your apartment.
Yeah, if not early.
And I'm
No,
like,
probably earlier. Yeah.
yeah. And I'm like, I have to leave for work at 6:30, but I'm like, I could, if
walk downstairs.
my treadmill is in my basement, I could literally get up at 5 a.m., do
Right.
a 5 to 5:30 a.m.
Right.
and then like get ready. Or I don't even need like,
Right.
I don't need that long to get ready because I don't, so I could probably do like 5:15 to like 5:45
Yeah.
workout and then get ready.
Right.
And I'm like, if Sam's doing it, like I probably could, but I
I
don't.
get it.
I choose not
will
to.
say, like, I'm just going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Like, for me, it is nice to know that, like, I just get to come back and, like, shower and put on comfy clothes and
For
sweats
sure.
and then, like, read my Bible for, like, an hour
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
couch. So, like, I don't have to, like, work out, shower, get to work. Like,
yeah,
you know, I
like
get to just
put on
go,
like a nice outfit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a mentally,
I
like,
definitely
different
just
thing,
like, I try to go after work, like right after work. I like
perfect.
walk the dogs and get into it. But
it's like if you don't, I have a class tomorrow at 5:30. So
You
like
do?
PM,
At
PM,
5:30?
PM,
Oh,
PM, PM.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Because last week it was like I only did morning classes and I loved it. And
Yeah.
this week the 5 p.m. one was the only one that just like worked in my schedule. There is a 5:30 and I'm now kind of like,
she's gonna try it.
but
She's
yeah,
influenced.
it's just so hard with Hank.
Josie
That's the
is your
one thing.
influencer.
No,
I know.
I don't envy.
The 6 a.m. is like perfect for me because if I can get up at
Honestly-
5 and then get Hank all situated and then make my way over, like I'm great.
Regardless of time, like if you're just getting a workout in, like
It's so
props
true.
to you.
So
Like,
true.
That's
I
all
just
that
love
matters.
like what you said about coming back and being able to do Bible for an
Yeah.
hour. Like I usually feel like if I do a 7 o'clock class, I come back, I'm home by 8, I quick shower and then I go to work.
Exactly.
Like I don't have
Exactly.
you're really inspiring me right now.
It was great. It was great. So, I mean, we have one day, so we'll see how the rest of the week goes. I will report back next week.
New year, new habits.
Are you guys all doing
yeah.
the same workout or do you guys do like
They are.
Okay.
I like, they did legs today, and I think I saw them doing like abs at the end, but I just really like to like get cardio in along with weightlifting. So
Yep.
I did just like 20 minutes on the treadmill, and then I did like 25 minutes of legs after
Nice.
that. So I just kind of did my own thing.
I love
But
that.
Yeah, no,
I mean, it's the social pressure of like, okay, well, they're going, I gotta go. Like mine is monetary because I have to go, otherwise I get
Right.
fined.
Yeah, true.
Right.
So it's like I have to have an external factor because I have no obedience or desire to be doing it.
No, so fair. I walked into the gym because I got in like a little later than they did. And they were like, you're awake. Like you came today. Cause I kept being like this last week. I was like, maybe I'll come tomorrow, you know, and then like never did.
That's
So I know,
girl,
it's
you
like,
inspire me. You should like, wow.
Okay. I did
Yeah.
it one time. We'll see how it continues.
I've
Yeah.
never done I've never done earlier than 6. So like
Okay.
that's crazy to me.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at me go. No.
Literally. All
right, what about you?
I did do a Pilates class this morning.
Nice.
But at 7 o'clock. So
Perfect. That's
That's
great.
still great.
still.
There is seriously like an hour and a half difference. Like you're getting a Pilates in. That's
It's-
perfect. Queen.
I didn't do a workout today at all.
I was
so
5
I'm
a.m.
like,
Pacific.
Go girls.
5 a.m. Pacific is what I did. So yeah, I did that today. I had work. I'm trying to think what I did this weekend. Oh, I just like the reason I'm sitting here, if you're watching on YouTube, is because my living room and kitchen are a complete disaster mess. Like a tornado flew around my room before you came. Like that is what happened. And so yeah, I'm like sitting over here. I did some cleaning. I got like new bins and stuff, and I was like just took down my
Nice.
tree, which was like a whole mental thing. And I'm trying to like pack smarter this year to pack each box by room rather than like
Nice.
yeah. I'm just not the smartest with that. So yeah, I'm doing that. And then I had like church, did a Costco run, just like the classic, like getting back into the groove. Oh, I went to a bar and watched the Packers lose to the Bears. That
Sad.
was a crazy game of football.
Yeah,
Like,
I heard.
I did not tune in, so
I didn't either, but
My Lord, it was so like literally it was what 21-3 at half. Like the Packers were up.
yeah, for sure.
Like that's the thing though. The Bears lately, like that's their MO is a comeback. Like that's crazy.
I know.
Which I personally, as like a very contrarian person, and not like I have love for like all my NFC North teams, but like
Right.
truly, I was like, okay, let's have a fun game. And I spoke too soon. As I'm wearing Packers gear, all the people I was with were like it was silent leaving the bar. And one of our friends, he was upset, like whatever. They left and we're like, got a ride home from one of our other friends. And we're like, oh, where's Bader? And then they're like, oh, let's check Find Friends. And they're like, yeah, he's walking home. And we're like 2 miles from home. Like he literally needed to cool off.
oh no.
I totally understand. Like the playoffs, like I will never like be sad of the Packers losing,
Right,
even if
right.
it is to another rival of the Bears. It was like whatever happened on that one. But
you can commiserate
really
with the feeling.
Oh, I empathize with like, cause I saw that the Packers were like up, they were winning. And I was like, okay, like great. And then I woke up and heard that they had lost and I was shocked as well. I was.
Yeah. And my whole family, like, because technically like we're Bears
Illinois.
fans, like my parents were like just absolutely dogging me in the group chat, like just berating me. And they're like, yeah.
You
but
really have connections to 3 of the 4 NFC North teams. It's
You
insane.
do.
Watch me become a like Lions fan or something somehow.
No, that's like only your only like next step because like you like
that's it. Like I
That's
guess I'm
it.
moving to Detroit. Literally. So yeah, it was just like that was like just funny to be. I love like a good like playoffs are always just so fun.
It's so fun.
That's gonna be better than the Super Bowl. Like you just know.
I agree. I agree.
Oh, and then upcoming, I have our church retreat, which I'll be able to recap after the fact. But it's like an all adults like winter retreat, and we are going. So like our lead pastor, he has 4 sons, and one of them is married to the girl from my Bible study. And so follow me here. Her parents own and operate this like Christian Bible camp in Iowa. And so when they were kids, they met at this Christian Bible camp.
Oh, that's so
My friend
cute.
and her husband, who is like the child of the lead pastor. So like there's such a very strong tie between this
That's
Iowa.
like Hallmark movie. Like you just that's like the plot line that's supposed to happen.
Right,
Like,
Totally. So that is where all of our like church camps are. Like when the kids go for the summer, like that's where they go. So I might ride a horse for the first time this weekend. I will keep you guys updated.
Are you
Send a
you're gonna be in
video.
Iowa this weekend?
Yes.
How far is that for you?
Probably like
3.5 hours.
Oh, okay, not bad at all.
Like super, like honestly where Hank was born, like right on the inside of the
oh my
border.
right there.
gosh. Send
Oh
us
my
a video of
gosh.
you riding a horse, please.
I'm like so nervous.
Save a horse.
Save a horse. Ride a cowboy.
Riley Green, are you going to be there?
That's what she means. That's what she means.
Oh my gosh.
Not at Christmas, not at Christian camp. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I will keep you guys updated. I'm like genuinely scared of horses.
No, that's so fair. I rode one and almost got bucked off. It was like I don't mess around.
Yeah.
You don't
I
do the
am
horses now.
One of the girls that I'm sharing, like I think I'm going to be in her room or whatever. She owns a horse and is like literally a professional like horse rider. So I'm hoping like that horse will see her, realize
for
she's
her.
cool. And then hopefully they're like, yeah, she cool too.
She could too.
Yes.
Anyway.
This is not where I saw that conversation going.
So funny.
No, truly. Anywho, so all that to say,
Now we're talking like that.
all that to say, this week,
I will be riding
Wait,
cowboy.
also before we get into the topic, I forgot about one thing that happened today that I was going to tell you guys. Okay, I had to take Camper to the vet today, like just last minute appointment. I called, she needs a vaccine. They're like, you can come tonight. So I'm like cramming this in. Whatever. We go and I had like a roll of paper towels in the car and then a Kleenex box in the car. And like, if you've ever owned a puppy, you can't just like leave a toilet, or you can't leave any sort of papery product in front of them. So I like threw them into the like trunk area, and then it's like my middle seats, but there's like not that big of a gap for her to like jump the seats or anything. And then it's like my seats. And usually she loves to be like up in the front, honestly. So on our way home, I forgot that I even threw those back there. And all of a sudden I'm just like not paying attention to Camper. And I like noticed she's just back there ripping everything to shreds. And I was like, no. And so I'm like,
you're driving.
Driving. So I just like pull off into this like little side road, and I'm like, but still like not a busy road, but like not a quiet road either.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I'm like, the only way to get it is to like open the trunk, whatever. And so I forgot that I took her like leash off of her already. So I just opened the trunk, and then I was like, oh my gosh, like frick. I'm like freaking out because I'm like, she's going to jump out and there's cars and like the paper towel, whatever. So I'm like holding her with one arm. And then of course she had the paper towels like turned so that the roll just comes like rolling out of the car, like down the street.
No.
And there's just like cars building up, and there's just like my roll of paper towels is just like
shut up
rolling. And I'm like holding her. I'm like, I can't let her go because she will jump. It was just funny. And I was like, what a scene to witness, honestly. Like I had to like step on the paper towels to like rip it, and then had to like shut her back in there, pick up all my paper towels, and then, like get out of the way so cars could like
that is insane.
Keep going.
That
I was like,
so
this is so embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's
so
just
don't
one
get a
thing after
dog.
the other.
No, just kidding.
Yeah.
But
Been there. That reminded me when Hank jumped out of the car. Like
that's worse. That is
no,
worse.
but like it's the same vibe of like all the people piling up, and it's like
Yes,
your
and you're just
traffic. And that is
stressed.
like that's the most embarrassing part. Like
And I look
at that
like
point,
some-
I didn't care if Hank tore his ACLs. I was like, whatever.
I just look like some loony lady who's like holding her dog and
her paper towels.
Go ahead, go
Right.
ahead. Like, and it's winter, so they're just like getting wet. I was like,
Yeah.
perfect. Anyways, it was just
that's
oh
so
my gosh.
funny.
goofy.
I
I
love
was like, wow, not how I saw my night going. But
That's so silly.
anyways,
Well,
okay,
yeah.
we can.
I was going to
We
say,
can-
there's not really a great transition from that to our topic today, but we're just going to be talking about boundaries. And I don't know, like we have a lot of thoughts about it. We've talked about it as friends ourselves, how we have encouraged each other with setting healthy boundaries, what are unhealthy boundaries, weaponizing boundaries. You guys have read a book from one of our mutual friends, Maria, and just kind of like talking about it in general, because I think people either have really good or really bad connotations with it, depending on how they've had it in their lives. And yeah, just kind of opening up the floor of.
Yeah, I feel like we've had some like really interesting conversations about boundaries.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't even know if we'll all be like aligned or not. Yeah. But one thing before we start, or like, I guess maybe this is just a way to dive in. I feel like it's like boundaries, and just the word boundaries, just like, I feel like has become so overused, like kind of what you're talking about, the weaponizing of it. So I don't know. Like that's
Like
just
the
always
minute
what
someone hears the word boundaries, their butthole
like-
clenches. They're like,
Yes, it's
like
like-
honestly, like
Yeah.
this is my boundary. And like, it's like, you have to have boundaries in life. It's good to have boundaries in life. But I also do not love that it's become such like a, like, it's like that, and like love bombing and like all these like trigger words that have just become like, I think overused. And honestly, I think sometimes used as an excuse to just like find a reason to like cut somebody off, or to just like not talk to
do
somebody.
the hard work in a relationship. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
I think like to avoid conflict, it's like I put up a boundary and I just like stop talking to them. And I'm like, I just don't always think that that's like how boundaries are meant to be
100%.
used. But I also like, there are scenarios where I think it is too. So anyways,
Right.
but I just was like, just putting it out there that I personally do not like that it's become such this like,
it's one of
hot
those therapy
word.
speak words.
Yeah.
Once like people are starting to get to therapy, and then everybody's like learning the
boundaries,
things. And,
boundaries. Like,
yeah,
it's
boundaries,
just-
and it's like my truth, or like I don't know.
Yeah,
There's just like a lot
yeah,
of those things that.
yeah.
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 Should I give like a little maybe summary of that book, Boundaries?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
some
yeah,
of
'cause
the
I wanna
things
read
of
it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just like this is courtesy of ChatGPT. So again, like I don't read the book yourself, but I'll just kind of maybe like list a couple of the summary things here, and then maybe we can like discuss it. Cause I feel like I actually go back and forth on it too. Like I really loved reading that book. I can get into this at some point too, but what Aaron was saying, totally agree. And I actually had like a conversation with one of my pastors about it.
Yeah,
with
they
like
had good insights. Yeah,
like with a specific relationship in my life. So and
we do need to touch on that because I feel like I haven't had a total change of heart. We can like talk about it, but I do feel like I feel like that really made me reflect. And so we should definitely talk about that.
Me too. Yeah. Okay. So first the book, says that the definition of a boundary is anything that helps you distinguish where you end and someone else begins. Your boundaries protect your time, your emotions, your values, your energy, and your responsibility. So the problem that the book addresses is that many people struggle with saying yes when they actually mean no, guilt when they set limits, feeling responsible for other people's emotions, like all of that. And so some of the key principles are that you are responsible to people, but not for people. Boundaries are biblical, not selfish. Saying no is necessary for a meaningful yes. Guilt does not mean you're wrong. So guilt is usually learned, but not moral. Feeling uncomfortable does not mean you're doing something bad. People will react when you change. And yeah, so those are a couple examples, but like big takeaways. If you don't set boundaries, you live reactively, anxiety increases, resentment grows, relationships suffer. But if you do set boundaries, you become more honest, relationships get healthier, you have peace and self-respect. And so, yeah, it says you cannot have peace without limits, even in loving relationships.
Josie, you should screenshot that for when we do our dump, because there was a few bullet points in like you're responsible to someone, but not force that one I liked. And then there was another one in those lists of like those kind of things. Those are great nuggets to like, just remind yourself.
Yep.
Also, I feel like too, maybe something that we put off the top is like, we are not, I mean, Aaron's a trained like clinical like psychiatrist, but like we also are not psychiatrists. Counselor.
I was just rolling with it. I was like, yeah, I am.
But also too, like, we're not gonna speak blanketly about like any situation. So like every situation has nuance. Like make sure you're like,
and we're not experts. This is just like the discussions we've had and like conclusions we've come to. And honestly, like the more when we get into really like even what your pastor said, I was really turned off to like what he said at first. And now I've kind of like come around to it. So it's just like, I do think like your ideas, like basically just telling you as our audience, I feel like you can evolve and change in your thoughts about boundaries too. So this is just what we think and what I feel like we've kind of concluded ourselves.
Well, what Chat just said, like people don't like when things change. When you make rules and you change the rules of the game or the boundaries or whatever it is, like we're just humans. Change is not we just don't like it. And so once you kind of set those up, I think at first it's hard. I don't know anybody that just like adopts change super easily, super well.
Right.
So
no, exactly. One thing I was going to say too is I actually just listened to a podcast with dealing with anxiety, and they talked about internal and external boundaries too. So like, it was actually like, that was so interesting of like, this book talks about external boundaries with different relationships. But the podcast was saying like, you also need to set internal boundaries with like your mind and yourself too. And how like often the word boundaries is like, oh, like external relationships, but like how that's a part of boundaries too. And I thought that was like really interesting. But yeah, maybe I'll just like kind of give like the take of like what my pastor said. And like, I have one question. So the internal boundaries, what they were saying in the podcast was that like, you allow yourself to like compartmentalize and like feel something, or like what was kind of the takeaway there, if you can remember? Or right. Let me try. It was like, yes, it was more of like like my anxiety, like it's here, but I'm not going to like go down a thought spiral, or like setting a boundary with yourself of like, I'm not like going to like entertain like these like, like worst case scenario ideas. Or I do think there was something in there too, Coco, about the like time limit thing, or like compartmentalizing or something.
That's what I do a lot. I'm like 10 minutes on a timer. rant until you're blue in the face and then 10 minutes is up and you're done.
Yeah.
Right.
That's one of the ways I made it through grief too, was like, I really had to be like, I could cry all day about this. And so I had to be like, I'm going to cry. Like I still do it now. My time to cry is like in my car on my way to school. And then it's like, or on my way home. But then like when it's not that you don't ever like, it's not like this is like
emotion's
the perfect
gonna
boundary.
come. You have to,
but I try to do that too, where it's just like, you can't, like, it's unhealthy to just like sit in this like horrible grief too, or like this horrible anxiety or whatever thing it is. And so it's like, that where it's kind of like I'll get myself this limit of like, okay, my boundary is that like my car is my spot to cry, and then like I'm done for the day. I'm gonna go on and try to like be happy today and like find joy or whatever. And so same with anxiety, like I'm not gonna go down this like spirally loop for the today or whatever your boundary. That's like an interesting. I almost feel like the internal boundaries could be like a whole other topic,
a whole other conversation. I
feel like
agree.
another word for it, and I don't know, and maybe this is like internal boundaries for like the way you're going to feel, but also like internal boundaries towards others might be like kind of a set of standards of like, I'm internally only going to accept this type of friendship, or like, I don't know, maybe that teeters on the line of external.
I actually agree with that actually, because I had my therapist at one point, we were talking through some of this, and like, like in certain situations, I would feel like really hurt if I would struggle if I like reached out and didn't hear back from someone, which like isn't always a reflection of like another person. Sometimes that's just like a reflection on like, that's something that like I have to work through or whatever. But she was just like, maybe you limit yourself to like, you set a boundary with not that person, but like of yourself of like, I'm only going to reach out one time, or I'm only going to reach out 2 times before I stop, so that it's not like this continual like hurt that you are feeling. Like, I don't know. Does that make sense? And so, and I would use that a lot of like, but it's like the other person didn't know that was a boundary, and like it wasn't actually for the other person. It was like something I was doing
to protect yourself,
myself,
so that you're not like, okay, I'm still giving into this friendship and I'm still like gonna keep going and like never get anything in return, and then I'm gonna be the one that's sad, and like,
so it's like to protect your own.
Yeah,
like right. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's more of like a you thing at the end of the day, sometimes in that situation. And so it's like so it's like, that's an internal one. That's like, I'm doing this for my own self and like my own boundary, so that I'm not just like walking around feeling sad or whatever. Yeah. So I don't know, but I think that could be its own topic probably, which is crazy, but
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, Joes, what did your pastor say? Because all 3 of us have like been impacted by this finding.
Right. So I'll give like context without going into like in too deeply, but like was kind of had a time just set aside to like talk to my pastor about a certain situation that I was walking through in a relationship in my life. And like I just went back in my notes on like some of the questions that I had asked. And one was like how to set healthy boundaries in the relationships. Like that's what I asked him. And I was, like, I don't know, when you think of unhealthy or just like hard relationships, like oftentimes like, you do think a little bit like, okay, yeah, like this isn't like benefiting me. How do I like set that like distance from that person that I need? Cause like, this is really uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. So like I need to separate from this uncomfort. And
hurt. Like it was genuinely just hurt. Like,
and it's like, I feel like I'm just going to put like, not about your situation, but I'm just going to like generalize it to like, put it bluntly to like, cause I think a lot of people just, in society, this is like what then they jump to in a situation like that is like go automatically to like, I need to cut them out of my life.
Yes.
And so it's like, I'm not saying that's what you were feeling, but I'm just like, I'm going to go there because it's like, that's what they automatically go to. And so I think that's kind of like where, Yeah,
exactly. Totally. So that's what I was kind of coming in with, like, okay, he's going to tell me how to set a healthy boundary and like, and
AKA,
he just,
and he
actually like looked at me and was like, I don't know if I necessarily agree with where culture, like just like we had talked about, has gotten to with the word boundary. And he was like, especially in hard relationships. And like, again, this is not like, there are like seriously like unhealthy like relationships, whether it's romantic or friendships, that like you should not be in.
Like,
so like
actually,
I don't mean
like
to say
abusive
that.
or toxic or something
like that is so completely different. But
we're talking about just like challenging friendships where it's like maybe they're just a hard person to like sometimes be around or something like that,
or a family member. Like, you know what I mean? Like
that's that's the example that he
or a
had
coworker.
used. Yep.
Like, anybody in your life.
Yep, exactly. That's the example he used was like family. And he was like, I just feel like as a culture, we've gotten so, inwardly focused on like, I need to set boundaries because this relationship is hard and it makes me uncomfortable. So like, therefore, I need to like create this distance between me and that person. And he just was like, I don't necessarily agree with that. And that like the Lord like actually does call us to engage in hard relationships and like in hard situations. And he doesn't necessarily say like, we like, set boundaries and like, it's so hard because it's like, like the book talks about that boundaries are biblical, but like, it's so hard. Like Jesus like reaches down to us and like does not set boundaries with us. Like his love runs like so deep and like, again, like that's so different than like human relationships and like all of that. But I do think there's just like something to say and like reflect on like, I think I really took a step back and I was like, what, like, am I trying to set boundaries out of like a selfish motivation in this? Because this just like isn't easy. Like, I just want out, like, frankly. And so he again was like, it's just something to think about. I'm not telling you what to do, but like, it's just, can we be around people we don't agree with that are hard, that are challenging? Like he gave the example of family of like, you see like Uncle Bill at Christmas and he says something you don't agree with. And it's like, I'm setting boundaries. I'm not coming to Christmas next year because like, I don't do that. And it's like, ultimately like, it's your family. Like, it's so hard. So I don't know. It was an interesting take.
And I think he was sort of like, too, he said that like God, like you don't get to choose who God puts into your life or not, kind of thing.
Exactly.
And I think like, honestly, like when I heard that from you, I was like, I didn't disagree. Like I was like, that makes sense to me. But I was kind of like, I don't know. I still think this too. Like I think two things can be true, but like I was more like, I'm like, well, God does also give us free will though. So I'm like, if you don't want someone in your life, like you have the free will to cut them out. Like that's fine. But that's just where my head, I just was like, but like if someone's hurting you or like if whatever it is, whoever the person is that is like doing harm into your life, like I just was kind of like, you have free will to choose who is in your life or not.
Yeah.
Like I kind of disagreed.
I disagree. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think the thing here is maybe...
No, I agree now, Cokes.
No, I agree now too. But I'm just saying, like, I think the way to change the perspective is like society and maybe like people's knee-jerk reaction is like, if this is a boundary and this person is toxic in my life, I want to fully cut them off because it's hard for you to be around them. But then it's like, no, the harder work would be, I'm going to set a boundary of like, hey, I don't accept this behavior and have the hard conversations and be like, if you actually wanted to work toward like making amends and reconciliation, like God is a God of peace and reconciliation. And like, as Christians, we are called to seek that and have like redemption. And so like, it's a lot easier the worldly way to just be like, this person doesn't serve me, cutting them out versus like, hey, let's get a cup of coffee. Let me kind of pick your brain as to like, this thing has hurt me. Like, it's really hard to be vulnerable with your feelings and say, you hurt my feelings. I don't really want to accept this anymore. This is how we're going to change the rules of our friendship and be like, let's have new parameters because I'm not going to accept this behavior because like that's not what I accept from any friend or family or whatever. Yep. And then it's up to the other person too of like, all right, then if that's the case, then either
am I in or am I out?
We care enough to like be better for each other or not. And that's the hard part is like, you're then signing up. And oftentimes I feel like when you want to set a boundary with a person at that point, they've hurt you so much. You're at your wit's end. You're like, I just want to be done with this person. You don't want to do the work to make it better with them because you're like, and why do you deserve my energy?
Right. Yeah.
But I think that
and maybe at that point too, you're like, I don't care if this hurts them. Like, I don't know.
And you start getting spiteful and your witness is ruined because you're like Josie said, like Jesus reaches down for us all the time. And if like our goal is to be more like Jesus, like, why do we get to go then be spiteful and be like, oh no, me not inviting them hurt their feelings. Oh, well, like they've hurt my feelings a million times. Like,
right.
No, I think it's so like, true. And I still do believe that like, obviously we have free will and like we do get to choose who's in our life. Like, but have now reflected on that more and been like, oh, I appreciate that thought process kind of takes like you actually have to reflect on your own selfishness, like kind of how you said, because it's like it is a it is
self-preserving.
Like
it's self-preserving.
But I think it is selfish too sometimes to just be like, I don't like this. And so, but like, that's just like, it's like, what do I want? What do I feel like? And like too, there's different, I do think there's like levels of like, who is the person and like how often do you have to see them and like all these different things. But I also think there's like ways that you can go about boundaries that don't have to be like that. I think that's like one of the most outward ways, Cokes, is to like what you were saying, where you could like get the cup of coffee and like actually like verbalize and like
which
sit
is
down
super
and do
hard.
it.
Yeah.
It's super hard. But I also think there are like ways to, I almost felt like what your pastor was getting at too was like, you don't have to like he was almost, I think you felt encouraged to not just like ask somebody then, but you were like, okay, but then it's like, it's kind of like, what are other ways to like still love this like person and still like care for them, but maybe you do need an arm's length. Like I think your pastor was sort of like, you don't have to just like, no, you don't also have to then be like open embrace to like all the harm that they might be causing in your life. But it's like, hey, okay, I might not hang out like alone with them.
Right.
I might only, like how I said, I might only send them like one message or like, or like I might only do phone calls with them because maybe texts are really like an issue in our relationship. Like, I don't know.
Right.
I'm just naming like random examples, but I think there are ways to like set boundaries that don't also
and
maybe
that's
have
the
to
internal
be.
part.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. This internal boundary.
Some stuff like loving someone well is like, I don't know. You don't necessarily need to tell someone all the time. Like if it's an internal thing, Mary Rogers said this to me and like, I've thought about it ever since like levels of friendship or like intimacy in a friendship isn't earned. It's not a given to everybody. And so like, if this person is in your life or this friend or family, like the level of knowledge of information about what's going on in your life is not a given. And so like, I remember talking with Mary about it. Cause I was just like, I was in a friend group and I was like having a hard time where I was like, I really trust these. I don't necessarily do that. Like, I don't know what to do because I want to be vulnerable with the group. And she was like, it's not a blank slate across the board for everybody. And like friendship is, and levels of intimacy are earned.
Yeah. I think that's great.
And that's not to say there's like a honor system of like, you didn't react the way I wanted, take it away. Like you gotta be gracious in that. But like, again, you don't have to like, I don't know. But then I also think like Jesus, like if we're bringing it back to Jesus, like he washed Judas's feet. He like consistently was going against like the high priests of his time. Like it's like we're called to love hard people. So it's like, he was doing things and going above and beyond. I mean, he's Jesus and he's perfect. So maybe that's what we strive to be like, obviously. But like, that's where we just don't like, we're such a culture of instant gratification. If someone's not serving me right here, right now, and they're making my life harder because they're not a good friend or a parent or whatever, I'm going to cut it off. Whereas like Jesus, like literally said, if they hit you on one side of the face, like turn the other. Like,
I know. And it's like, I think that's where also there's skill building in this too, of like engaging in hard relationships. Like, I mean, like we've all been shaped by like difficult relationships and conflict and stuff. And I think like, imagine just like not engaging in it and just like cutting off every time something gets hard. Like you won't have anybody around you.
You'd have no friends. And quite frankly, like something that like, I feel like Cokes and I've talked about more, but just like, you start to like believe your own like story then too. Cause it's like, woe to me, kind of like I'm the victim in this. And it's like, I don't know, like every time someone wronged you and you just cut them off, like that you're just leaving.
You're going to be lonely.
With nobody. Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know. There's like, I don't know if I have more to say on that, but just like, I think that's a situation that can be run into if that's how you choose to approach boundaries too.
Yeah. Yeah. And this isn't to say like again, we've been saying it multiple times. Don't be a doormat in your life. Like that's not saying like that's the absence of boundaries. And then you're gonna be resentful of whoever in your life. Yeah. Like if you're feeling, if I'm feeling super angsty about like a friend, like I don't even know what, like they always talk about, the Vikings. Let's use sports, right?
Right.
And I am like super, super hurt. And you guys just like always are crapping on the Packers. And I'm like so sad and like whatever. And like, I'm like, oh my gosh, all this like garb, they just keep on saying it, but I never say anything. And then I just like let it all happen. Like you guys don't know. And I haven't made it clear that like that hurts my feelings. So it's like, you can't live in a life where like you're just taking it and not saying anything and then expecting something to change. Like if you don't have to live in your circumstance, you can do things in order to make things like better for the overall. I don't know if that made sense. I was trying to find a way to do a boundary that wasn't like specific.
A real example. 1,000%.
Do you guys think boundaries are hard to set too in this day?
Yeah.
Like, well, and I was just going to say too, because it's like, I feel like we're so accessible these days. Like, it's just like the way that if you get a text, it's like some social standard that you respond in a certain time or like,
yes,
I don't know, like, or people can see where your location is or like, we just have such access to everybody these days that like, sometimes I just am like, it is also hard to set a boundary because we all just have like such access to each other too, that like maybe people are so, I don't know, like maybe it's like hard to like set those boundaries that people just ask people because it's like, I don't want to like stop, like, I don't know, like I've been through this before where it's like if I stop sharing my location, which can be a boundary, like they're going to hate me. So like, I might as well just like not be friends. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think we just like live in a world where I'm like, it's kind of hard to set boundaries too, because it's like, you have like this like societal access to each other too. But
that is like, even just this like, kind of overview from the book talks about different types of boundaries too. Like, I feel like we have talked a lot about like emotional or relational, like examples, but it's like, there's also physical, emotional, which is like your feelings versus theirs, mental, your thoughts, beliefs, opinions, time, how and whom you spend it with, relational, roles, expectations, access, Coco, you kind of got to that, and spiritual values, convictions, faith practices. So I think like that.
And I also feel like I would add financial boundaries to that too, which is one that like I struggle with. Like, I don't know. Like I just,
I mean, boundaries, the other thing too about boundaries is like, it comes down to like your self-control and your discipline as well. Like if you like some boundaries you need to set for yourself in order to be healthier, and like, whether it's, I don't know, like bad influences, cutting those off or deciding to do a specific time. The hard part about that is like, if you're actually going to follow it, that's your self-control and that's up to you.
True.
You know,
that's good.
I was just going to say, it's almost like a boundary rule where it's like, we're making like rules that our family like lives by that are like setting healthy boundaries for you kind of thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I also think sometimes when it's a one-sided boundary and it's like, or not like, if it's an internal boundary and you're like, you know what, this friend is really hurting me. I don't really think we're at the stage where I want to say something, or maybe it's just like, if I'm going to see if I can, whatever. I think that's harder because if other people don't know the rules of the game, they're going to end up cheating or somehow not following the, you know what I mean? Like you're setting someone up to fail because they don't know the boundaries.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah. I also think that there are times in life where like you might have to end up like, maybe you do have to end up cutting someone out, or like it really is. And again, like not talking about abuse or like something like that, but just like a very challenging or like very hurtful friendship maybe, or family or coworker, literally whatever. But something I think I've thought about before too is like almost like that has become like last resort for me. So it's like, I almost am like, how can you come in with like the least intrusive boundary? And just like, so maybe like your first boundary is like, this coworker says hurtful things to me. So maybe I'm like, I'm not going to find myself alone with that person or something. So it's like, okay. But then like, let's say even in groups, like they're setting, you know, they still are saying something about me. Maybe it's like the next step then to set a boundary is like, maybe to actually like say to say like, hey, I don't appreciate when you like say this, or like call me that, or that hurts my feelings. Like that's like a boundary. Like I don't tolerate that. And then it's like, if it's still happening, like next level, like I just am like, how can you come in with like the least intrusive? And I feel like often in my life, at least I found if I've set just like a least intrusive thing, it actually just like gets better or like tolerable to the point that I'm like, oh, I don't need to like cut them out. Like, I just needed a little space. Like
then if you do that instead of like just the full on like, oh my God, I've been dealing with this so long, I've said nothing and now I'm just going to cut off. Like that is where people feel the blind side, as opposed to like, hey, I've done everything that I can. I thought there was like this podcast that I think maybe one of you sent me about conflict as Christians. Did one of you send me one of those?
I don't know.
It was
Probably.
years ago. It was like 3 years ago, maybe. I don't even know. But it was just talking about like all the steps that you go through. Cause essentially like boundaries is like a way to conflict resolution essentially. But it was just basically like first you talk to them, then you bring in a outside peer, then you bring in like whatever. And it just like walked through the steps of like doing your due diligence, because then like if at some point you have to get to the thing of like, hey, I've tried, I've let you know it's not cool. I've tried to give myself distance. I've tried to partake in the thing less, like whatever it is, then like the person is kind of like, okay, we've given it a go. Like,
yeah, it's like there's no surprise then. And like, even if there is surprise, it's like, really? Like I've tried these things. And like, I feel like it does just eliminate like the element of surprise of like a blindsided something ended, like axing somebody where it's just like, well, I have spoken up and I have like asked you to please stop doing that. Yeah. Like you're not. And like, I totally
it takes
agree
away
with
like
that.
the I didn't know part of it. And
yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
No, you did. Yeah.
Right. And like, I feel like it's like, you don't even get to that point because it's like the other person gets the hint. Like, it's like you've set small enough little, you've done all these little things.
And then they get to be a part of the decision too. Like, it's not just like you being like, I don't like the way you treat me. We're done. It's like, hey, you get to decide if you want to change your whatever. And also, if it's hard work for them, they might not want to do it. And then there solves your problem. Yeah. Like then they're going to back up as well.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's like pride in me or something, but there's something innate in me that just like, I also don't like, I'm just like, if something's going to like end or something, I'm like, I just like don't want to go to bed at night knowing that like I didn't try or like I wasn't kind or that I like wasn't loving. Like, I don't know why, like I've had things in the past that have happened where I'm just like, I want to like look back and be able to say that I genuinely like cared for them or that. And like, have I been perfect at that? No, I've like lost relationships that I look back and I'm like, I could have done that better. But like, that's how you also learn, and like why we've talked about boundaries so much, because it's like, we all go through things like that.
Right.
And so it's like, I think I've definitely like, sometimes I think about that and I'm like, I just like really, I don't know, maybe that is just prideful, but I'm like, I just like sleep better at night knowing that I'm like, I gave this a fair shot. I like, I spoke up. I set
talk
my boundary.
Early,
like,
talk often. Like,
like
there's no loss in communication if you express it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But so I think, and I think it's like, you can go on and on about this too. I think there's like different types of boundaries too, and like intimate relationships and like how we alluded to like physical boundaries, time boundaries. But I feel like this is just like
scratching
of
the surface, because it's also like you can adjust boundaries too. Like
it's true.
And
that
like,
is something
how
that
we said like
told me too.
I will like be the first to admit my view of boundaries has evolved. Like just being in community and like hearing other people's thoughts and being like, wow, that's like something so that makes me reflect. So.
And so if you are interested, I recommend that book. I remember I read it years ago, so I can't, I haven't read it recently. And like you said, like things change, but it does go over like boundaries a little bit more broadly too. So it's a good read, but all right, shall we get into some pop culture?
Yes, we're kind of doing a little recap of like our favorite moments from the Golden Globes. And we're going to go through like some awards that we're excited about, cute moments with celebrity couples. And just like the Golden Globes at large. I didn't watch and I'm bummed that I did not see it. I do really love award season. Like, it is like, Anna Bender has a fun thing where they'll do like Oscar night and they will like have like a checklist and a voting thing, and you can vote for who you think's going to win. And like Anna and her roommate Ian, Ian went to school for film, so they're very like into film scene. So I've gone to a couple Oscar parties and they cook things for like the specific movies and stuff. So
Oh, that's really fun.
I'm bummed that I missed the Golden Globes, but I got to make sure I tune in for the Oscars. I
did not tune in either, but I've been seeing it on TikTok and Instagram, and one random one, because I know we have like other like things we'll actually delve into. But do you guys see Brittany Snow's outfit at all?
No.
And just like her. She just like is so pretty. I just think she's like stunning. So anyways, she said this like white, it was like a very simple white dress, and I just was like, she just like looks pretty. And her
Did you guys see Emma
makeup
Stone?
And everything.
Oh my gosh. Look up Emma Stone's Golden Globes look.
Okay. I like Emma Stone.
She is similar to Brittany. Similar to Brittany.
I love that.
She looks so pretty. I love that.
Also, her hair is
fantastic. The yellow with her hair, like her stylist loves her. She looks so cute. It's so simple. It gives Brittany, like her and Brittany both went like this, just with like the timeless like look.
Wow, she looks so great. Oh, I love that. Okay, hair. I love that.
Yeah,
love
I'm trying to think of like
other
things I saw. I'm gonna look up like Golden Globes.
Well, I mean, with looks that we were like raving about, we were talking about Hailee Steinfeld.
Oh, Hailee Steinfeld. Sorry, I thought you were gonna say Kylie. Is what I thought you meant.
Oh my gosh, I probably like combined the two. But
Hailee
Steinfeld, because we were like saying,
she was there for Sinners.
Yeah, and she was pregnant and she looked so good and holding her bump. And then Josh posted on his story a picture of her, which was cute.
And it was like drooling faces. And I'm like,
yeah,
they're just
me too, sir. Me too.
No, seriously.
I love a man that hypes up his girl. Like,
exactly. We love them. And then of course, Kylie and Timothée, they are making their they've been out and about because this is different than when he got up and won the award at the Critics' Choice.
Yeah,
or whatever.
at the Critics' Choice. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's at another award show and she is just like, she's busy. She's a busy girl supporting her partner of 3 years. So she also looked amazing. I've been loving her looks. She's been doing great.
Yeah.
And what was that we wanted to say about that?
He won Best Actor over Leo DiCaprio and George Clooney for Marty Supreme. So
Slay to me.
Yeah, let me get the official. Hold on, I want to make sure I have the right.
Are you surprised by that or no?
I really think
I'm trying to look at what
from what I've heard, he did amazing in that movie and that it's potential Oscar worthy performance.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either, so it makes me want to.
But I am not surprised either. Like I'm kind of like, maybe this is so tone deaf, but I'm like, what was Leonardo in this year? And
he was in One Battle After Another, I think, with Sean Penn. I didn't see that, but I'm looking at their movies right now. And then George Clooney was in Jay Kelly, so I wouldn't have known that either.
I just feel like I'm I've known a bunch of movies that Timothée Chalamet is in.
I think he's the
that's
so cool. They're just highly talked about. Yeah. He's so young too, so I'm pop off, King.
Love that for him. But yeah, I didn't watch either, but I do love, like you said, Coco. I love the content after award shows. They're always giving,
and it's really good. One of my favorite podcasters and gals that I like. She's awesome. She's a comedian, very dry sense of humor. Her name is Mary Beth Brown, and she co-hosts the podcast Ride. And she was red carpet reporting for the Golden Globes. And I really like that the Globes chose her to do stuff for them because she actually is funny. I think a lot of the red carpet reporters, their job to go in is to be a Hollywood reporter, not a super funny, but they're also. I know this because Charlie did that for years. He did red carpet reporting, and it was kind of a way to get your face in front of things, to get stuff for your reel where you're talking. He's met Selena Gomez, he's met so many people, and so it's you have to do that in order to get in. But you can tell these people are trying to be entertainers themselves.
Yeah,
and so I appreciated that they got Mary Beth, who has her persona and is actually funny, as opposed to someone trying to have those clickbaity conversations. Her questions were super funny.
Nice.
Yeah. So I if you ever see if you see a dark haired, very skinny, basically Tim Burton looking character, she's so gorgeous. But there's a lot of clips going around from the Globes from her, and I was okay, that was really cool.
That's fun to see. I love that.
Yeah.
We love to see podcasters in the limelight.
Well, that's the other thing too, is that this was the first year that they did an award for podcasting.
We'll get them next year.
Yeah. And you know what? We weren't nominated, but we will be next year, and then we'll win it the year after. But I'm so Golden Globe Award for Best Podcast. Mel Robbins was a nominee.
I believe it.
Call Her Daddy was a nominee, which I'm Smartless, which is one of my favorite podcasts that I did love. And then Amy Poehler won with Good Hang, and she just came out with that show literally this year. And Smartless is her ex-husband, which I just think is so funny. And
that's really funny.
And they've been around for 4 years. They're huge.
Oh wow. Okay.
And honestly, that is a really great show. I would highly. She also puts it on Tuesday mornings, so watch us first and then her. But she has really great guests because of her celebrity, but she also has her interview style is it's really great. She's I just like love it because I think when people have a podcast and they try to like, if they are themselves entertainment and then they try to interview someone else, they are still trying to be the star.
Right.
But Amy does such a good job of like asking the questions we want to hear
Cool.
about. So yeah, I would highly suggest. She just had Gwyneth Paltrow on. It was like a really good.
Oh, I heard that was
who
good.
won the thing though?
Amy.
Oh, my
Amy
gosh.
Poehler.
Yeah,
Amy
sorry.
Poehler. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, and it was I saw a clip from TikTok where it was like there was 4 women directors and 1 male director nominated, and of course the male one. Like it was,
Of course. Honestly, but okay.
but someone
Classic.
made a thing of like whoever would have thought like it went in history, like they're making a joke about it, and then the guy ended up winning, and I'm like clown makeup, clown makeup.
Literally,
Oh
that's
my
crazy.
gosh.
I have more predictions. So I think actually 2027, Jake Shane's gonna win Best Podcast for his podcast.
Okay.
Oh.
And I think also I thought about this the other day and was like, I should have said this on our predictions. I think he's gonna get Taylor Swift on this year. On
Yeah,
his podcast.
I think he's for sure
Oh,
gonna get Taylor
really?
Swift, and I think Brittany Broski might be nominated as well alongside him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh my
And
gosh.
us, of
Add
course.
that to our list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Love.
gosh.
Okay, perfect. Should we move on to? Do we have anything else from the Golden
to-
Globes?
I don't.
Perfect.
I feel like
No
the
idea.
content, I haven't been on socials
All right.
the last couple days, but
I gotta look up when the Oscars are so that I can like watch the movies dependent on like,
Yeah.
that's actually
Yeah.
so true. We need to see Marty Supreme before
Yes,
that
we
happens.
do. We
So-
do.
and I want to
So
see
that we-
Hamnet, which is I think Paul
Oh,
Mescal.
Oh yeah, I
Heard
don't know why I like hate the name of
name,
that
yeah,
movie,
fair.
but
It's
it
a
feels like
Hamlet thing, isn't it? Right?
yeah, it's like their kid or something. It's like I think it was like deceased child or something, and like it was like whatever. I'm gonna
Okay,
stop talking
okay.
before I say something crazy. But I just feel like it's like a parody name in my mind, but it's like not. It's like from the Hamlet book, like.
Oh, funny.
It's
Okay.
like a part of it, but just like when I hear it, I'm just like it feels like a parody movie to me. But
It literally
it's
feels
not.
like-
it's so good.
like it feels like Scary Movie, how that's a parody of like
Yes,
actual
yes.
scary movies. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Like I'm like Hamlet.
Good call. Good
Anyways.
call.
Love that.
All right, praises. Anyone got theirs?
Yes, I
yeah.
can go first. I already said it, but probably just like my morning today, like starting it off right and getting like a breakfast sandwich with my roommate, Emmeline, just like hanging out this morning. It was just like a good morning. It was sunny today. Needed that.
we
Like
did
just
need that
like
in
a
Minnesota.
couple moments of joy today that was good. So those are my praises.
I'm really looking forward to this like church retreat. And I had like a really fun weekend. Like my friend Tessa slept over, and then I like had dinner with Maria last night. So it's just like I'm loving my like young adult group and my the young adult community at my church, but also I'm just like super looking forward to like I think I'm just gonna probably like check in with people like in the morning and at night, say hey to people on my phone, and then like just I'm
gone.
really like
Yeah, be unplugged.
I'm so excited for it. So
That's amazing. I
that's
can't
the
wait
praise.
for you.
I know. I'm so excited to see like everything.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
yeah, that's my praise.
Perfect.
Love. I have been just kind of like dreading this week because I have like the couple of things I have to go do for my mom's like estate stuff, and so mine's like silly this week as I've been like a little sad. I just keep thinking about my couch.
Perfect.
Oh my
just,
god,
like-
you have my praise is your couch. Double the praise.
Triple the praise.
Yeah. No, I
Double
just
or nothing.
Double like give it to the next. Give me your couch.
No, I just keep thinking about that couch and how I'm like, oh, at least I can come home and just be on my couch this week. So
Yeah.
I'm just grateful for a couch.
Perfect.
No, it's literally the
obsessed.
coziest thing in the entire
It
world.
is. I will like
So cozy.
toot my own horn to my own couch. And
No,
it's
like, so
cozy.
good. Drop a link.
I'm obsessed with it.
Seriously,
Maybe I
drop a
will.
link.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well,
Yeah, that's our show. I hope that if you have any questions about like, I don't know, other topics that we should deep dive on, like
Yeah.
we've talked about like reading the book and maybe having like a, I don't know, boundary expert, but yeah, I mean like this is just scratching the surface. We love deep diving together over it. So yeah, if you have any other thoughts
and we're
on like
spirally girls, so we've gone around and around and around on topics like this.
we do. This is certainly not the first time we've talked
No.
about it. But all that to say, follow us on 3ps.podcast. Yeah. Okay. On Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Thank you. Follow us or like subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Give us a 5-star review. Anything less, don't bother. And yeah, we just hope that you have a great week and that you get to find your praises somewhere and let us know your praises. We'd love to hear that. So
Yeah. Please share. All right.
All right. We love you.
Love ya. Bye.
Bye.